Bonsoir, mes amis. Grüße, meine Freunde. Hello, everyone. So I have to restart my OBS. Let's see if that makes it better. It's a quick start this morning, just because I'm trying to take over for Kate here. It's a little better. Okay. I guess it's going to get right now. So listen to Cade now at the same time too, so it's just a little hard to hear, but okay. Let's see. I'm just chatting to Cade. Okay, I am on now. Okay. So just decided to do another morning stream. I'd forgotten that BG was gone, and Cade's doing his stream right now. So, and no one else is streaming. So I took care of this opportunity, or took advantage of this opportunity, and now I am here. And so, what's going on this morning? For me, it's 700 in the morning. Hello, Jojo Death. Welcome to my stream. A quick jump just to get things going this morning. So a little bit discombobulated, and we'll take a few minutes just to get myself settled. This rapid fire stream to get the stream going, just because everything was well, I wasn't prepared to stream really. It's just when Kate started calling out and no one else was around, I figured why not. So let me just put a link into my Alliance feed, and then just doing some grinding this morning. I'm going to talk about everything in a second. Let me just get this link, just so my Alliance knows that I'm active. And hello, Dubes. Welcome to the channel. Yeah, it looked like we needed a stream to keep going, because with no BG, and I see you're grinding, and a couple other people in 4Loco are grinding, so I know how important it is to have just some background noise when you're working on that long grind. So let me just put this into the Alliance feed, and okay. Oh, I'm so envious of your sushi snack tonight there, dudes. You know, oh, every time I think about it, I can't wait to go back to the States. I got my ticket, so I have holiday in July. That's sort of the normal European holiday, and I'll go back for about 10 days to the States, see my sister, see my mother. They both live in the DC area, and your sushi will inspire me to eat a lot of it. Oh yeah, Kate Raid. Good. Hello, Arrow. Hello, Legacy, and Panda Man, of course. Oh no, Panda Man. That woman, the Panda Woman, is taking over. I'm a little worried for you, or maybe I'm not. Maybe it's what should happen. Hello, Jam Nation and Monkey Flower. Welcome to the stream. Wir haben ein bisschen Deutsch zusammengesprochen, Monkey Flower and I. And oh, we're about to welcome Starfighter, Cade Raid, all the Cade Raiders. I feel so honored, just because, I mean, you know, this is usually when Brian Grant is streaming, but I guess he's out in New Jersey now, so I will reap the rewards of his. Kate sent you here. Great, thank you, Alex. Welcome to my stream. So I'm a low frills streamer who just started about 2 months ago maybe, and it's been great. It's been great fun. So let me just check Alliance Quest real quick and see if my fight is open. Now I'm waiting for our Suggs to clear this character here. You can see I just had a nightmare of Alliance Quest. I have 2 Nightcrawlers on it, and Nightcrawler has become the worst fight for me ever. Just so tough with this new AI. Hello, Alex. Welcome to the stream. Same to you, Dragonfly. And so this morning I woke up, and we can go take a look at war. So we are fighting MNG right now, which, you know, we're going easy in war, and so we sort of pick and choose when we fight. And hello, Cade. And this is one we've decided not to go too hard on. And so I woke up early this morning. Well, I woke up my usual time, around 6 o'clock. And I have path 7 here. So what I had a Domino, which was a nightmare. I've been using Stark Spider-Man against Domino, but that hasn't worked too well. It's a really close fight. Actually, I think I'm going to go back to using Void. Good morning, Def. Oh, no worry, Meta F. Thanks for stopping in. Thank you very much. So Domino I had, and then Iron Man Infinity War, that's fine with Void. And then I had a Havoc, which is okay. I used Vision and got a little bit wrecked. I got him down to like 25%, and then he hit me a few times, and that was it. And then Magic, and so yeah, that's pretty much it. You can see got a Thing Boss, got a Thing Mini, and yeah, a lot of work. So when we have these easy wars, we sort of go what's called a express boss clear, and you can see we sort of skip this whole area here, this middle section, and we just sort of go around the edges, and so we take care of the upper middle section, and then of course the people on the edges. Like, we don't really run this middle section here, the path 8. So who's that on path 9 right there? That's Panda Man Pete. Panda Man. Hello, David. Welcome. Yeah, exactly. That critical fire just is, or critical failure is just way too much. It just absolutely kills you. And so, yeah, I'm gonna go with Void next time. Especially, Quake probably would, to be honest. She's such a strong champion because of this. It has that regen, and so I don't know if that regen would hurt you at all. What is it, buffet? So, yeah, that would. I mean, again, I think if you can play Quake well, she's a work around many characters. What do you think, Dap? You're the Quake master in our group. Would that be a good fight? So that's against a mini Domino with buffet. Oh, never mind. Okay, yeah, that would be terrible if you lost your evade. And so, yeah, that's the scoop here. Okay, there you go, right there. Oh, you're Aries. Okay, David, that's awesome. You know, I just saw your arena score. Man, you're going hard too. I'm super psyched for you to get Cole. So yesterday I was unbelievably inspired by Seaton. So I'd done 20 crystals on 2 streams ago and got some pretty poor results. I think in the end I had 3 5-stars, and then at the end I watched Seaton's stream where he got 20. This was maybe his 3rd round. He did 20 of the featured crystals and didn't get anything. I just do some arena fighting while I'm talking. And he then did another one and got pretty poor pool. So he said, I'm just going to do one more. I can't remember what he called it, Desperation Station. And so, inspired by him, I did the same. I did one more crystal, and it ended up same thing. So my 21st crystal, I got Cole just like he did. It was crazy that he would do it and then I would do it also, get the same result. So yep, I have a 5-star Horde now. Not Horde, Cole. He looks amazing, but as I was saying last night, he's just one of these characters who's sort of low down on my priority list. You know, I have I think Spider-Gwen probably is my next rank 5, just because I want to earn defense, and so my big priorities right now for rank 5s are defense and defense and prestige. So it really comes down between those two. Thing, who I pulled from a basic not so long ago, and Spider-Gwen. Bro made me open one. I don't think it went wrong. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I just got super lucky. Yeah, he looks really cool. You know, he might move up my priority list, there's no doubt, if he ends up being an amazing champion. Just have so many good attackers already that it's just not as important for me right now. But of course, you know, I can always change if he's absolutely the most amazing attacker and just crushing this game. Then it'd be worth it. Especially if I can get through like Act 6 content really quick and easy with him. But we will see. You know, it's always hard with these characters. They all come in with a lot of hype, and you know, I would say most of the time the hype dies down. Just thinking like Human Torch and who else was sort of like that recently. Okay, let's just get this final fight done. This was my one of my latest rank ups. Ghost. She was at 50. She's just more of a fun rank up. I don't have suicides on, so of course she's not nearly as good, and I am not a good ghost style player. So I really gotta spend some time using her and figuring her out. That's always the thing that scares me the most is when you have phase and then you're trying to decide how long you can hold it out. I mean, it's only 2 seconds, so it's not too long. So yeah, that's what I think really takes the skill, is having that internal clock to deal with the phase well. So I'm just going for 13 mil in arena, just to get the 2,000 5-star shards and the 200 6-star shards. I also want to well, I just opened up a 6-star on the stream last night. I was really hoping, my top choices were Domino, I would have duped her, Killmonger for the dupe, Wasp for the dupe, Venom the Duck for the dupe, and maybe Captain America Infinity War. And then getting Ghost or Corvus, of course, would have been amazing. And so I still had these 7 or 8 champions, but to be honest, I was almost happy with any champion that was new, or even a couple of other dupes like Beast. I would have been fine duping him. I sort of like his duped ability. And what did I get? There's basically 3 champions I didn't want. I didn't want Yondu because I've already duped him. I didn't want Yellow Jacket because he's already duped. I didn't want Karnak because he's duped as well. And lo and behold, I pulled a Karnak. And so, that was my second dupe on Karnak. Just so disappointing. Yeah, it's okay. You know, it's going to happen at this point. And we're getting enough 6-star shards that I assume we'll have another one to try my luck. But yeah, that was probably the 3rd worst choice. I think, well, I don't know, sort of a tie between him and Yondu for sort of useless dupe abilities. Maybe Yondu's is just a touch better for duping more than once. And then Thor Jane Foster, I definitely would have not wanted her, nor would I wanted even Yellow Jacket. So 610 where you live. Oh, so that's right, Daniel. You're over in. Oh, welcome, man. You're up early. Daniel's one of my followers on my stream that I see a lot, and he lives over in the United Kingdom. It's too early. Yeah, that's what I think too. But the sun rises up so early now, and so I'm trying to think what time the sun comes up here. It comes up around maybe 5:30, and so yeah, I'm sort of one of the sunlight. So when the sun is up, I'm up. And so yeah, I've been up for a while now. I was just lying around listening to Cade's stream. Okay, I gotta take this fight seriously. Hang on. Spider-Man, annoying. So he should be able to evade anymore because I have all those charges. Oh, there goes, sliced him. I haven't slept at all. How do I get out of the friend zone into the end zone? Well, that is one of the great mysteries of life, Alex. But you know, I don't know. It's one of those quests of body and soul that can take a lifetime, and you still not get it. I just remember this fight. I'm getting like, was it post-traumatic distress syndrome? That's from having a fighter. What a nasty fight she is. Yeah, it's this critical. Those critical. Can't remember, critical misses that just drive me crazy. Just so much damage. I mean, in some ways, she's actually easy to fight, just because you know you can get easily catch her from the double. But notice, I was about to say, notice you can't do it with Iron Man Infinity War, but I just did. Just because he also has that double hit too, so they sort of cancel each other out, just like that. I would love her though as a 5-star. I mean, as a 6-star. I have her as a 5-star, unduped rank 3, but the 6-star I have, and she is amazing. And I almost don't care if I get her duped or not, because even if I dupe her, I mean, she's only going to be SIG 20 or low SIG for a time, so it's not really going to be that much help on defense. It's a rank 5 for a long time. At full SIG will be much more superior. But man, she's great on offense, so definitely my number 1 choice for rank 2. I'm going to wait some more rank 2. Before I just got about 3 or 4 more 5-stars I'm interested in. But yeah, it'll be soon. Maybe the beginning of 2020 when 5-stars are, 6-stars can rank 3, and then that's gonna be the time to start really investing in them for me. Don't want to do too much pre-investing, just because yeah, again, 5 stars are so dominant right now in many ways. So we was talking some German in Cade stream. They kill Ebony. I think the key with Ebony is I do my special, then parry, hit him, then I know where it misses. Yeah, that miss is pretty annoying. For me, of course, I think using a science champion is huge. So I don't know what your best science champion is, Daniel, but Captain America Infinity War absolutely crushes him. And then I haven't really played him too much. I would say I'm not that much of an expert on him. I ended up, when I fight him, most of the time just sort of baiting his heavy. So I'll just sit there and parry him. I don't know, and hold my block until he throws his heavy, and then after that, I'll punish the heavy. Yeah, there's some trick you can do to avoid his special. Cap, yeah, I think any of the caps might work. Cap Infinity War, of course, is probably the best. He's just so strong. Whew, that did a lot of damage right there. Okay, I can't mess around here. Let's see if the SP2 will take him. Let me give myself at least one connect charge, get a little extra damage, and there it is. Oh, that's true. Crazy enough, I haven't seen MG yet. Because of this Infinity War, yeah, I know it. Yeah, I think his Stark Spider, man, I don't know how good he would be. He's sort of a glass cannon, so against champions that have evade or any of those mechanics that, I mean, you can get hit. I'm always worried about Stark Spider-Man, unless you can get up to the SB3 and that ensnare ability where he starts shutting down their evades. But yeah, he wasn't too bad. He was so annoying, and he has all these abilities that are so hard to keep track of. Again, it's just not knowing the character well, but he sort of gets his missions from various things in the fight, and then he has some sort of like state he goes in. I can't remember what it is. It has some funny name, and yeah, it all makes for sort of a complicated fight against Maul. But I'm sure once he appears in Alliance War, if he does. People told me that someone with a debuff, so it reduces the chance of miss. Is that true? I don't know enough about his ability. Maybe if you're in Suicides, there's a couple of characters like that. Like I was having trouble against Massacre on Alliance Quest when I was writing Suicides. I just would miss the parry sometime, and then I learned that if you had a debuff, it affected your defensive ability accuracy. So yeah, a lot of those things are true. I mean, we can go look. I guess we can't really go look at him easily. I mean, just before you fight him, Daniel, I would definitely open his information screen and see what he's all about, because that's a good way. We can do it real quick if you want. Since it's just a casual stream grind, let's go see what Ebony looks like, since I think there's a pretty quick fight in what you call it, go to uncollected and see how it goes. I see right at the beginning here. I can't remember. Let's take a look. If he's right at the end. I don't know if I want to go through this quest all the way. Let's see. I feel like, oh yeah, there he is. Okay, it's the unduped version, so it won't be quite as good information wise, but I can't remember what his dupe ability is. So here is Daniel. So he is Falter. Is that what it is? So his deteriorating mind places a buff or a special attack. He places one deterioration passive. Okay, these deteriorations last indefinitely until consumed. So he gets all these missions. So I guess missions are nullify buff, cause opponent to lose power, and cause opponent to falter and miss. Okay, so you miss and he gets Wasp, Proxima, and Cole. Oh, nice. I bet Wasp is actually Rexer. I must say Wasp is becoming one of my favorite characters in many ways. I mean, she is crazy glass cannon, and so not so good for many things, because I think she is easy to just die if she gets hit at all. But if I dupe her, she also definitely contention for rank 2. Persuasive voice. Boy, this is so much reading this time. Once focused, once struck by a heavy attack or special. So every small focus is broken. 20 persuasion, the opponent gains, inflicted with a falter passive, lasting 3 seconds, increasing to 5 seconds against cosmic. So if you have a falter, you have a 100% chance to miss. So I think that's what you have to watch out for, Daniels, is when this falter comes on, because then you definitely will miss. And it says every 20 persuasive, so he has some counter. I can't even quite figure out where these persuasive things live, and that seems to be what makes you miss and get hit. So let's just play. We'll go out with. So Cap, I think, is super powerful against him. So let's see. Like sometimes I get the parry. Like there, you notice I didn't get the parry. I have no idea why I didn't. So this is my strategy. I just would sort of do this. He gains a lot of power. And again, I haven't really practiced blocking, so Captain America is great because obviously he has all those projectiles. But now I'll just worry about the SP1, because the SP1 is really easy to punish. And let's see, yeah, pretty quick stun on him. Let him do his SP1 again. Block. So I mean, you know, of course, with Captain America Infinity War rank 5. He's pretty beastly, so I don't know if that really would help you too much, Daniel, but that's been my strategy, just sort of try to parry, but really hold block, and let him throw his heavies, punish that, and use his science, and then just try to make sure you keep him at a SP1, because it's so easy to avoid. So there it is, there's your hint. I'll actually just go back in Alliance Quest and see if that Captain Marvel is open. I think Suggs is the one who's running the path that opens it. He's usually pretty good about getting on, but he's in Dubai, so it's even. I don't know. It's actually a little later for him, but I think he's an hour difference from Central Europe time. Let's see. Let's go take a look. Let's see how we're doing. Is it open? Oh, too bad. Always love. Dreamin's crawling around here. Just defeated Rhino. Where's Dreamin? It's always good to see him. There he is. I'm really curious if Dreamin has ranked 5 his thing yet. So he just got the thing from the feature Grandmasters. Let's go rank 5 him for, I think, mostly for prestige, but also, of course, he is a super cool character. The triple threat. He's good offense, amazing defense, amazing prestige. I mean, that I feel like is yeah, of course, the best thing in the world for a champion, is to have all 3 of those. And so the sad thing about it is once he does that, he would be ahead of me in prestige. Not that we really have too much of a prestige competition. It's more with Heisenberg that he's racing prestige with. I mean, anytime Dreamin has something over you, it's always torturous, to say the least. But I'm trying to think. I guess in California it's not too late. What is it? 9 hours difference, 7 here, so that's 11 there. I think that sounds about right, maybe 10 or 11. Okay, who should we go with? We'll fight Creepy Nerd here. Get some, oh yeah, the trifecta class advantage. I was thinking I'd do something like Dorky Dave does. So Dorky Dave used to do, when he got 3 of the 3 class advantages in Arena, he called it trifecta. And he used to give away, I guess he'd have some type of trivia question, or maybe it was just the first to say trifecta. And then he'd give away some gift, like a revive potion. I sort of want to do that, but maybe I'd open a feature Grandmaster crystal. That would be a pretty cool, what you call it, way to celebrate the trifecta. But I'm also trying not to open any of these crystals too. Like I already got cool. Of course, it would be amazing to dupe him, but their value is pretty poor. Just not too many characters I want. I mean, 5 stars are great because I get the shards, but it's not. It's not really that helpful. I mean, even duping Korg would. I mean, again, he's a champion. That's pretty far down my list of next rank 5. So I don't know if I'd even have him rank 5 within the next month or so. So yeah, it's hard to say. Do you know that DJ got Hulkbuster? Oh no. Yeah, I know that happens. I didn't realize. Maybe he did tell me of his last 5-star. Ugh, yeah, that's not so great. Cable, I actually like playing Cable. I mean, I know he's not really that powerful, but I feel like he's a pretty fun champion to play. And so, yeah, but Hulkbuster, no fun. So I just fought that Spider-Gwen. Oh, I'm so in love with Spider-Gwen. I mean, she just has great utility. I love her the slow debuff she can place on people. That's super cool. Gets rid of evade and unstoppable, even the passive unstoppables. You know, she has the innovate that locks down the power. I mean, she just has so much utility. You know, sort of a nasty defender. The way she can deal with the you know, has the evades and all those things. And yeah, so it's really cool to play with her. And yeah, so I think she'd be fun. So I'm sort of hoping she'll last to my next time I get tier 2 basic and make it to rank 5. Let's see, I don't like putting 2 of the same class in. Sort of a superstition I have in chat, I mean arena. Open a 4-star. Hulkbuster. He's on the Hulkbuster trend. I know, as much as I'd like to believe that it's totally random what you get in crystals, and there aren't certain champions who are more skewed, like these ones aren't very good. You know, my third dupe on Karnak, start questioning and start believing the conspiracy theories that indeed Kabam like weights these poor champs a little more heavily in the crystal pool. And so yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if when we finally get the Kabam documents that we find that how Hulkbuster and Karnak and all those other Gambit are all given a little extra boost in the arena drops. Well, people like Stark Spider and Blade. And I pulled a lot of crystals. Oh, nice. Oh, you pulled him. That's right. It was a 5-star, right, Daniel? Yeah, I think he's one of those characters where, like from an endgame perspective, from Irish perspective, you know, he's just one of sort of many champs. But I think if I was just starting out this game and I pulled him as a 5-star, I think I'd use him all the time. I think it has so much value. Oh no, it's got dangerous sense. It means my parries aren't going to work all that well. And so yeah, and so I sort of forget. You know, it's easy to you know, forget that when you have a huge roster, you know, of course I have so many options that I can do. Oh, jeez, I was just trying to have him die from the degen, but easy enough. But yeah, no, I think you're super lucky to have that, Daniel. I think you're going to love playing with him. He's so much fun. If Kate's still in here, let's talk some German. Okay, so the German lessons and the German that's going on in chat today. So it's true, Kennedy said, Ich bin ein Berliner, which does literally mean a Berliner is a pastry, a jelly-filled pastry, so jelly donut. I don't know if the Germans, actually I don't know enough about histories, if the Germans really appreciate that or not. I'm sure they understood what he meant to say. But in English we use, like, I am a New Yorker, for instance, and so you use the was that the article, the indefinite article? So, but while in German you don't, so I wouldn't say I am a Berliner. Literally in German you just say I am Berliner, so Ich bin Berliner. Just like I would say Ich bin Schweizer, so I am Swiss. I don't know what, I mean, you would definitely get laughed at. Ich bin ein Schweizer, and people would think you're silly if you said that. I guess, but they would understand what you said. So that was the big joke, is that, you know, he goes to make the speech in Berlin at the height of the Cold War, and he tells the whole crowd that he's a jelly donut, and so that's the amusing part of that history. Trying to think what other German questions were going on in chat today. It's definitely making me think about speaking it. Yeah, so I feel like it's a crazy language. It's just so bad sounding in many ways. Ich bin, that's all I know. Yeah, that's all I need to know. So you could take things like papillon is, of course, butterfly in French, and that has a nice ring to it. It sounds beautiful and pretty, just like you expect. In German, it's Schmetterling, which, you know, it sounds like the most disgusting thing in the world. But yeah, the German language has this unique ability to make everything sound horrible. I mean, you could be talking about like the most romantic trip you had with like your girlfriend or your wife, and it sound like, you know, you engaged in like barbaric civil war against a tribe of vandals. So no, I don't know Spanish. I mean, maybe just a very little. So my dad lives in Chile, so you'd think I know it because I go down there usually once a year. And I was trying to learn it for a while, but since I moved to the French-speaking part of Switzerland, I've totally committed to learning French, and sort of absolutely pushed out all the Spanish. And it's really tough because they're very similar looking. Like when I go to Spanish, I can actually read fairly well just because, like for instance, like ventus in Spanish means wind, and vent in French means wind, and they both are pretty similar the way they're spelled, like vente in French and vents. You know, that's just, if it's hard to keep track between the two. Like one doesn't pronounce half the consonants in the words as French, and of course Spanish is very phonetic the way you pronounce everything. Nice, you should, Pan Man Pete. Well, if I come to New York Comic Con, we can hang out. I'll teach you some French. You know, the Swiss, it's pretty similar to French to Swiss French. In fact, pretty indistinguishable. There's a few differences, and you know, you can be super cool if you know the differences, and you can really impress your French-speaking friends. I'm trying to think of an example. Like the best example is so if you say merci or merci beaucoup, which is of course thank you in French, you know, the standard response is de rien, which means it's nothing. Same in Spanish, de nada, it's nothing. But in Switzerland, we often say service. Oh yeah, you were talking to me about that. Maybe he did say a monkey flower. So just to finish my thoughts with Panama Pete. So if you ever want to appear like you're Swiss speaking French, when someone says merci to you, you just say service, and then they're like, ah, you're Swiss. So there you go. Little keys on being Swiss. No one misunderstood it. Yeah, of course. I mean, I'm sure everyone knew it, and so I think it's more totally an urban legend that people thought it was hilarious that he said that. But yeah, it's still pretty funny. It's still pretty funny to call yourself a jelly donut, even if everyone understands it. You know, I think I'm representing Brian Grant well in that I am just so not into sports at all. You know, I know, of course, a few football teams, but I think I watch 0 football matches a year. Yeah, it's funny. It's like I actually played football, which is in America we call it soccer. I played football a lot of my life. I played it when I was in primary school, secondary school. I was on a club team in college, so I've actually played a lot of football. But watching it is so boring. I hate to tell you, Daniel. Whenever I watch it, I feel like, it's just, you know, you can appreciate the artistry and all these things, but I much prefer something like basketball or American football, where there's just so much more scoring, action, and variety. For some reason, football never seems to have that much variety in it. Manchester United, I guess if I had to choose any, I'd go local. I'd go FC Basel, only because it's one of the few teams I know in Switzerland that's any good on the world stage. But even then, I couldn't tell you who plays for them. It doesn't mean I'm a jelly donut. It's regional term used elsewhere. Okay, fair enough, Monkey. You might know a lot more than I do about it. I mean, we do have Berliners. I was actually in the patisserie the other day, and lo and behold, there was a Berliner. So they are out there. Football, yeah, exactly, Alex. That's a good. Is that the Spanish way? Yeah, it's amazing. I mean, you know, there's a few ways I'm not very European. You know, I sort of gets torn between my European half and my North American half. But yeah, the 2 ways I'm not European, maybe 3 ways. So I don't particularly care for football. Again, I love playing it, and I played for our local town team for a while, but we're like Division 7, and I was on the old over 30 Division 7 team. So not only were we in the lowest Swiss division, but we were also the old team. So it's basically like watching a bunch of geriatrics go out there and stumble around, and they get extremely winded after 5 minutes and stand there until they got the ball, and then get dribbleitis and dribble around until they lost it, and then back to standing around. So it was fun. It's always fun to do things in town. And then So football's one. So not liking to watch football, not following any team. The second one is drinking alcohol. I'm just not good at drinking alcohol, wine or beer. I mean, I have one. I just want to go to sleep. So, I probably average one glass of alcohol per month. And of course, everywhere you go in Switzerland, it's just alcohol, alcohol, alcohol. And then after that, there are and like long meals. Like I just don't like sitting down for like a 7-hour meal. I get so bored so quick. For me, I just want to eat a meal in like 5 minutes. I guess that's the American half of me. I mean, Americans I feel like are so quick about meals. I feel like when I go out with my American friends, it's like we sit down, eat, and instantly we pay the bill. And that's it. Berliners are real, but in Berlin they call it Flammkuchen. Okay, which is odd. Yeah, Flammkuchen. I guess the Flammkuchen, F-L-A-M-M. I mean, that's sort of that big, disgusting, like pizza-like. It's like a bad pizza. Flammkuchens drive me crazy. I love pizza so much. And every time I travel around, Switzerland, of course, or Germany, I'm always like, oh, I want a pizza. And I'm like, oh, they just have Flammkuchen. And then I get one. I'm like, oh, it's like a disgusting pizza. It's just without the tomato sauce, it's too bready for me. But I guess I shouldn't really say that too much. I basically like any food, so I don't mind eating Flammkuchen. It's just when you want a pizza and you get Flammkuchen instead, you're definitely disappointed. Ronan streams. He seems like a fun champion with some good value, but I would say he's a significant step less than sort of like the good skill champions. So my 3 favorite skill champions right now are Aegon, Blade, and Nick Fury. Nick Fury is more of I think a personal love than maybe one that people would agree with. But I think those 3 dominate. And I'd put Ronan sort of a step down. I think he, if you just had Ronan over one of those, I think you'd be super psyched and probably be able to use him just as well. He's a pretty cool debuff mechanic where you can shrug off debuffs. I mean, that's pretty awesome. He also can gain a lot of fury, he's gaining a lot of bleeds. So he seems like, again, he has good mechanics, good values, does pretty decent damage. So I say yeah, it's not bad. I'm trying to think, Monkey Flower. So you're not in Europe, are you? Are you in North America? Or are you over here with us? Okay, Daniel, have a good day today. Hope you have a nice, relaxing Sunday. Get to watch some football. My German history is fair at best. I mean, I think I probably know enough to be a little bit literate. Kansas City, okay. That's far away from Europe. One of my friends I hang out with here, who do a lot of bike riding with, is from Kansas City. He works in one of the international schools around there. I think he works in University advising. And yeah, he speaks really highly of Kansas City. Says it's a great place. Maybe I drove through it once. I remember driving across the United States with my parents. I think we went very far south. I think I've been in the airport, maybe. I don't know. I guess I've never spent significant time there. But I remember there's this one time, there's this hot sauce that we had. Someone, how you have the bottles of hot sauces. So that's the one thing I love when I go back to the States, the amazing amount of hot sauces there are. And there's this one from Kansas City that's like world's hottest hot sauce. And oh my God, I had some. It even said on like the package, like don't eat, like don't put more than 1 drop on. And I think I like put on 3 drops. My mouth was on fire for probably the next 15 minutes and like painfully on fire. Like, I was almost crippled with pain. It was so hot. Let's see what he's saying, David, about skill. You would go with Aegon, Blade, Fury, Massacre, Night Thrasher, all above Ronan. Yeah, I think that's pretty fair. Again, I think Ronan, he's like a good solid champ. I may throw Killmonger in there too, just since I think Killmonger, great on defense, and he has some really interesting utility with his with the effects he gets after his specials. Ronan was nothing special, but good fun champion. And so there's a lot of champions with that like that in the game. like for me, to be honest, I sort of feel that way about Ghost. I mean, for me, Ghost is super cool, champion, fun, but since I don't have the, the style down, oh man, Monkey, don't even talk to me about Mexican food. Like again, I love American style Mexican food, and here in Switzerland, there's just nothing even close. It's always like Gruyere cheese, which is this really like Swiss cheese that they put on it, and like the worst type of beans ever, like white beans as opposed to refried or black beans, and it's like arugula for lettuce instead of look at that guy just getting into my unstoppable. Texas is the best place. So when I was young, when I was living in the United States, I had just finished university, and then I decided to try to be a climber, and so I ended up living in El Paso because it's a really good climbing area called Waco Tanks there. And so I was just climbing there. And it's sort of like being a ski bum after university, except I was a climbing bum. And oh, the Mexican food there drove me crazy. They had what was my favorite things? Chili rellenos. I mean, they were as big as like a running shoe. Oh, they're so delicious, so good. And I always dream about going back to the United States and getting like delicious Mexican food. There's just none here. It's so sad. So whenever I go to a city, I always try to hunt out the Mexican food places, and yeah, I just have not found anyone that's even like half good. So recently, of course, in the States, it's been a phenomenon for a long time. You have the Chipotles and the other burrito shacks. So they finally just got one in Switzerland, which is called Burrito Brothers, which is pretty good, I must admit. I mean, it's a really, really tasty burrito, but still, there's just something a little bit off about it. It has that Swiss taste to it that just does not go well with Mexican. And no Taco Bell. Isn't that amazing, Hanach? There's not a single Taco Bell in Switzerland. I don't even know if there's any in Europe. I guess there must be one. I would imagine that the United Kingdom has some. Daniel's not here anymore, but he would tell us if they did. But yeah, they are Taco Bell less here, and there's no. I guess this place Burrito Brothers is the only like even quasi close food. Yeah, it's funny, but when I go back to the States, my mom is always like, she has a secret craving for Taco Bell too. So, if I go back there for a week, one night she's always like, "You want to go to Taco Bell?" And I can tell she really wants to go to it too. I think she feels guilty about eating like that style fast food, but I'm like, yeah, definitely. And so I must say it tastes great to me. I mean, I know it's not really like good Mexican food, but when you have access to no Mexican food, you would definitely consider Taco Bell gourmet then. Yeah, it's all like scope and perspective. It's like here, the Swiss are very, it's a good German word, hochnäsig, which means snobby towards American candy. So like if you see a Kit Kat bar here in Switzerland, you're not allowed at all by law to call it a chocolate bar, since it doesn't have the right proportion of cocoa or whatever. And same with like a Nestle bar or anything like that. And so of course Swiss chocolate's delicious, and their candy is pretty good. It just has a very like rich gourmet taste. But some part of me just loves the Twizzlers. I spent a lot of my time growing up in North America, so I just remember Twizzlers, as being like that candy I loved. And what a Twizzler is, it's essentially a piece of like cherry flavored plastic. I mean, that's absolutely what it is. I mean, it's incredibly disgusting, but somehow just growing up with that, to me, it's the most delicious candy ever. So whenever I go back to the States, I always get a pack of Twizzlers, and I'm like, oh, this is so good. No. Yeah, I know. That's what I think about all fast food in the States. Oh, Pete, red vines. See, I'm the other way. I feel like red vines are disgusting. I'm like, oh, down with red vines. I feel like the bad Twizzlers. But yeah, no, it's all a matter of what you've been brainwashed. Yes, funny things like that, monkey flower. I was telling a story in chat the other day about when I was in the airport in the States and I stopped by a cinnamon bun place. I don't think I'd ever had one before. And it was simultaneously both the worst and the best thing I've ever eaten. I mean, I don't think I've ever eaten something that literally made my teeth fall out, the amount of sugar in it, but oh, so good too. Ah, it's interesting, Pete. I had no idea. Yeah, I'm definitely East Coast. I mean, when I was in the States, I was in the DC area mostly, and yeah, okay, that explains my love for Twizzlers and my love for Biggie Smalls. Is that the East Coast rapper? Um, so yeah, I guess I'm aligned to the East Coast. I spent some time on the West Coast. Same story back in my climbing days. I'd often go live in Joshua Tree for like a month at a time and climb there, which is a sort of LA area. It's probably about 3 hours to the east of LA. And yeah, actually, I remember the Mexican food there. Oh, it drove me crazy as well. California Mex was pretty good. Oh, it's true. It's true, Arrow. Yeah, I love New Mexico too. Yeah, that blend. I gotta give the Americans credit. I mean, the blend they made with Mexican food and their own touch is amazing. Um, Green chili cheeseburgers. Oh, those are so good. I remember getting those in Albuquerque. There's a green chili cheeseburger place that's really famous called the Wagon Wheel. That I think it's called the Wagon Wheel. No, the Frontier. I can't remember what it's called. It's like the college joint there. Yeah, cinnamon bun. Oh man, I know. I mean, crazily enough, I discovered them again. So I was flying to Chile, where my father lives, and in the airport in San Diego, they have a cinnamon bun. So now every time I go there, I eat one. Um, yeah, the national park. That's exactly where it is. It's so beautiful, Pete, and the rock climbing there is absolutely top notch. Ah, the Frontier. Yeah, the Frontier is super, super cool. So my father is a scientist. He works on those telescopes, which also is why he lives in Chile now, because there's a big telescope base, and so we'd always go to the Frontier whenever we're in Albuquerque. Okay, David, good luck with your grind. I'm definitely sure you're going to get them. Go strong. 70 mil, I say, is what you should do. Guarantee it. Um, yeah, Joshua Tree's cool. Yeah, the American West is so awesome. I'm actually the one sport I do watch. I should have, I maybe spoke a little hasty when I say I don't watch sports. I watch the highlights of racing. So right now it's the Giro d'Italia, which is of course the big bike race, and then I've been watching the Tour de California, which is just going on right now in California. And yeah, it's California's cool. It's a little bit stark for me. It's like a little too deserty. I mean, I love the mountains and I loved the climbing when I was young, but it's just so dry and so arid that was always like watching those pictures of the bike racers. I'm like, oh, I've always forgot how harsh the terrain it was. Blake Slotta's burgers. Ah, but are they green chili burgers? That's the key. You have to have the green chili on them. Green chili is just so delicious. I remember going through New Mexico, and it was during chili season, and there'd just be, every 10 kilometers, someone on the side of the road with his chili roaster roasting up chilies. Oh man, that was so good. So, so good. Let me say Monkey Flower. We used to go to this little town just south of Albuquerque. We have family there. Oh no, that's a bit too bad. What was the name of the little town? There's a chance I was know it. So I lived in New Mexico, sort of off and on. My parents were divorced, and so I'd spend my summers out there with my dad. Yeah, hatch green chilies. Oh, so nice. LA is a cool city. So my dad also lived in Pasadena for a while because he was working at JPL, was at Jet Propulsion Laboratories, and so again I'd spend some time out there with him. But was it Pasadena where we lived? Yeah, was that pretty? I don't know. Big cities freak me out. That's what I love about Switzerland. Is that everything is so small here. I mean, even Zurich is like small compared to all these chilies. Hold a second, let me just take a drink of water. The talking's dried out my throat. Let me just mute my mic for 1 second. Okay, sorry about that. Just your mouth gets really dry when you talk away. Yeah, Berlin. I remember Berlin because we would drive from Albuquerque. We were living in Socorro, and so I guess it's is it Autobahn 15? You go down there, that gets you to Socorro, and I think Berlin was maybe just right outside of Albuquerque or halfway between. Oh man, that sounds like a great job. I would just be eating roasted chilies all day. Those things, I just find the taste so delicious. Um, Especially when they're roasted. The roasting just adds like such an amazing taste. Yeah, I miss New Mexico. It's been a long time since I've been there. I can't even remember. It's probably been 20 years since I've been around there, but I don't know. I don't know if I ever have really plans to get back there, but at some point I'm sure I'll go there again. But yeah, the Mexican restaurants were amazing. Blake's is a local burger. Oh, they got green chili burgers. Oh man, so envious. I mean, that's like, what exactly? That's the exact reason I'd want to go back out west, just for all those delicious things. Um, yeah, it's been a while. I know. That's sort of, I'm in the same boat. I'm 47 now, and I was, what was I, like 13 when my dad was living out there. So yeah, it's been an incredible long time since I've been there. Um, and so, oh, nice. That's the old person stream. So good. Yeah, the other day, so everyone in Fort Loki was like womanifying themselves with that app, and so I decided to join the fun. And what had happened, and so then of course I posted my original picture, and Dreamin immediately was like, oh man, you're so old. How old are you? And I was like 48, and so now he's convinced I'm the oldest person in Fort Loki. But you know, like I think about this game. I think there are many people who are older players. It's just one of those things where if you like video games, which I have all my life, it's such a fun game, and it's such a fun way to be part of a community. So yeah, I don't think I'll outgrow video games. Oops, I just wanted to check an alliance quest. Sort of spaced. Maybe I need to unlink the fight. No one say anything on chat. So, oh, Pete's doing some Quake action. That's what everyone said on stream, that I sound like I'm 28. I guess that's good. But according to Dream, I look in my 40s. I did not. So that's one thing great about playing with Art. Art is so quick to just unlink nodes. Man, my pathmates are the best ever. I just teleport here just to help everyone over. Out of energy. No, that's terrible. Okay, no porting necessary. Maybe thinks of Ferris. Yeah, I don't know what Ferris. Wow, Multiflower. That's yeah. Again, I think this game is a, you know. So when I was young, of course, the Atari came out. I loved the Atari, and then the newer ones came out, and then PC gaming. And I was into PC gaming for a while, but then right around in university, I just got out of video games. I just stopped playing them. I guess they just became sort of monotonous and weren't that fun. And then for a long time, I mean, I would still like buy a game, an app, and play it. I never had a console at all, like, what is it, the Xbox or the Nintendos or the, what is the Sony one, like the PS3. And so I'd sort of casually playing, like, I'd buy apps on my iPad and play them, and, you know, maybe playing for 4 or 5 hours, but I never got into a game. Even all these multiplayer games, like, I never liked World of Warcraft or any of these ones. And every now and then I'd get hooked on a game and maybe play for like a month, but then I would stop. So I was a very casual gamer. And then I remember seeing on just like the editor's picks on the App Store, this Marvel Contest of Champions, and I got it. And at first I was like, this game's okay. I didn't really think much of it, because if you go in totally cold to this game and don't understand sort of the complexity of it, that's true of any game. It just is, it's like, okay. You know, you have to wait till you get energy, and so you don't get to play that often, and you know, it's just hard to figure out. Didn't know about arena grinding, so I probably had the game for about 3, 4, 5, 6 months, and then I discovered Joel Line. I started watching him. I was like, oh, there's some pretty amazing depth to this game. And then once I saw Joel, I then found Seaton and started watching him, and then I was learning more and more about it, and that's when I started really getting into it. Just once you figure out all the interesting pieces of this game and all the different styles of gameplays and Alliance Quest and Alliance War, then all of a sudden it becomes a really, really fun game. It's like simple and super fun at the same time. And after that, yeah, I just was hooked. Just started playing it all the time. See, my brother still sells fireworks. Nice. Yeah, that must be a good life. I remember that. I remember that's the best part about going to New Mexico. And I'd go there because again I was with my dad in the summers, and yeah, 4th of July, just all the fireworks stands. I assume that New Mexico has pretty light firework laws because yeah, you could just stop anywhere and get huge amounts. And you know, as a 13-year-old kid, that was the best thing in the world was fireworks. And so I'd always plead with my dad and he'd give in, and we'd always buy lots of fireworks and have our own fireworks show every 4th of July. That's always the best time. North Valley, Gemini. And so yeah, so then once I discovered this game, I just definitely was hooked. You know, I started learning how to grind and get champions and units, and was progressing pretty quick. And of course, I think I joined the game at a great time because I joined right around the feature crystals. I'm trying to remember some of the first feature crystals that were in my time, but it was before like the big evolution of the game. Well, it was before 12.0, which I think was probably one of the biggest changes in the game. So I probably joined like half a year before 12.0, maybe even a little earlier. And actually 12.0 helped me a lot because I had no idea what I was doing. I remember getting characters like Red Hulk and Loki as 4 stars, and I ranked 5 for them, I think, and just had no idea they were good or bad. I just was sold on the hype of their new champion. That looked cool. And then when 12.0 came on, we got all those rank down tickets. I totally could redo my roster and just undo all the mistakes I made at the beginning. So I live out Westgate Rio Rancho in Paradise Hills. Is this in New Mexico? Or is this in California? I sort of lost track of. Maybe this is in Albuquerque. It's not too many places I would go back to when I went back to the States, but I could see living in New Mexico, Albuquerque. It seems like a good blend of a big city and just relaxed environment. So I'm up to 11.6. I'm in pretty good shape. Once I run my 6 stars, I get me 13 mil. I'll be done. I'm done with my arena grinding. So I think I'm just gonna stream for maybe I'll go through my rank 4s. So another 30 minutes more. Just good to get on at different times since again I usually try to stream about 2200, which is of course Central Europe time. So what's that? 2200 minus 4 o'clock in the States, 1600 in the States, and so it's good to get people who are I guess just finishing up work on the East Coast, not too late for me. Yeah, the prime time is always I'm always asleep. Like if it's 2000 or 2200 in the States, that's exactly when I'm absolutely asleep. It's like 2 and 4 in the morning here. So usually when I wake up, I'm jumping on Cade stream. I had an arcade game that blew up. Oh my god, that sounds crazy. No. On 4th that blew up. Wow, like that literally blew up. That sounds. Yeah, I remember video arcades. That's so funny. It's like I actually love those. Of course, as a young man in the 70s, video arcades were amazing. I guess maybe the 80s is when they were even more exploded. Wow, that's crazy. Who knows what's hurting it? Can you imagine if you have all those video games together? They might be drawing a lot of power out. Yeah, I try to keep my identity vaguely secret, but I work for a Swiss business, but we're an English-speaking company. Would be the best general way of talking about it. It's a pretty international business, so we do a lot of work just with various international organizations here in Switzerland, and yeah, it's good. I mean, it's it's a great place to live and work. Everything's super expensive here, but the wages are good. So he works at Toblerone. Oh, nice. Not too far away from me is the Nestle headquarters. So that's in Vevey, and that's a huge, obviously a huge, chocolate organization. And then, of course, everyone's heard of Lindt. That's like the fancy Swiss chocolate that I see a lot in the States. But I'm more of a Callier man, and Callier, again, is a chocolate factory that's, I don't know if you can get Callier chocolate in the States. I don't know if I've seen it, but it's amazing. And trying to think what are the other big chocolate makers. I mean, Nestle's sort of funny because I feel like Nestle's almost more American, even though its headquarters here in Switzerland. I mean, that's true of a lot of companies. I mean, there's just so many Swiss or American companies that have headquarters in Switzerland. Our corporate taxes are extremely low, and the quality of living is really high. So it's a pretty good way of attracting. No one knows what Dreamin looks like. He is I know. I think he really zealously guards his identity. He never posts any pictures, never has a face cam. There's some rumor that he was bald that was started by Heisenberg. I'm not sure if it's true or not. The way Dreamin answers, you're never sure. He's really good. He always has these way of answering in sort of like cryptic statements where you're not really sure if he's telling you the truth or not. But hopefully he's going to be at Comic-Con this year, and so if we're there, we will find out. We'll finally find out what the man looks like. I'm going with disfigured. I don't know, disfigured small guy. Let him see what he looked like without the return. I know, of course, but that is the relationship everyone has with Dreamin. It could be Jason Strahan. That's right. I wouldn't doubt it. Yeah, it could be a famous person playing this video game, and would not be surprised by anything. I feel like it's going to be something so surprising and so shocking that you'll just be absolutely blown away. The movie star theory, I like that. Bald cooked glasses. Exactly. He is a math teacher after all, and that is essentially high style for math teachers. Does that look? But yeah, I'm psyched to be going to Comic-Con. I was just checking out tickets. Just got to do a little bit of negotiations about vacation time, but I think I'll be able to work it out, and it'll be super fun. There's I think it was Pete who posted in chat. There's some big hype about this year's Marvel Contest of Champion at Comic-Con. I just can't wait to do that contest too. My only recommendation for that contest is I understand there's a time crunch, but I want them to make the finals like 3-minute fights, because 2-minute fights, for the extra minute, that's just like 3 or 4 minutes, or maybe 10 more minutes, and it would just make it so much better. Because as a 2-minute fight against that unnamed Thanos last year, it just came down to just too much luck. You just had to play perfectly and get some luck, and it also meant that everyone had to use Dark Spider-Man just because of the mechanics he used were perfect for that. But if it was a 3-minute fight or even a 5-minute fight, and you had it, maybe 5 minutes is too long, but it'd be cool if you could just use different champions. Pocket Protector, exactly. I know, there's all of these theories, but yeah, he's really good. He doesn't give away much. What about you, Aries? Are you going to go to Comic-Con? Be awesome if we can just have a whole giant 4 Loki team there. Yeah, I think that's the one that you posted in 4 Loki line there, Pete. Was that the one that said some huge event at Marvel Contest of Champions Comic-Con? Do you have any idea what that's about? I'm really hoping they have, I don't know, since I haven't even been there. When you go there as an MCOC player, do you literally just hang around the MCOC booth tent for all day and just play and talk with other people, or is it you go there for an hour and then leave? And okay, interesting. A mystery event. I hope it's something really cool. It'd be amazing fun to go there and just have this crazy event going on. Yeah, Pete, we got to get you on the on the stage for the finals. I want to see you and Legacy, and then someone else. I wish KT was going. I would think he would also be a pretty big contender for getting on the stage. His gameplay to me, he's the most skilled YouTuber out there right now. Just with his play style, just watching him just absolutely crush events. His 4-star Electro Solar with the 3.3 Ultron balls. I mean, that's getting up there with pretty impressive fights. But yeah, it looks so much fun. And it's a good time because it's pretty much all season, and so like the tickets are reasonable. So I just got my tickets to go home to DC, as I was saying, to go back and see my mom and sister for my July holiday. And so I always play this crazy game. I call it plane ticket roulette. And so sometimes if my plane ticket's really early, they're not too bad. And my goal is like no more than 1,000 francs to pay for an airline ticket. But so far they've been up to like 1,400. Maybe the cheapest one I found was like 1,300 francs. I was like, oh, there's no way I'm gonna pay that much. And so I just kept on waiting and waiting and waiting. And finally, just yesterday, they were at 800 francs, really like 760. I couldn't believe it. So it's so cheap. That's about as cheap as I can find to fly from Geneva to DC. So yeah, I was super excited to get them. They can't make it to NYCC, Brian's next meetup. It's actually the person from Gaban Panamam. Wow, okay, well that makes it even more. Because, you know, there's all the static flying in the air, you know, from players who have wild theories, but if it's coming from Kabam itself, now I'm even more excited. But I must say, Arrow, I've always thought like if I was going to take a little West Coast vacation, you know, if matching with Brian's meetup, so maybe I'd fly into Seattle, go to the meetup, and then, just like I said, I haven't been in California or Washington or any of those places. It's just so long. It'd be fun to just rent a car and drive, you know, down the highway, or even better, rent a bike. Hello, Janusas 2468. Welcome to the stream. Just taking over from Brian Grant this morning. You know, he couldn't be here, so Kate was streaming and said someone else hop on, and so I hopped on. So great. Oh, Heavy P. Yeah, they look super fun. I remember looking at the just watching one of the videos I posted. I mean, it just looks awesome, to be honest. Oh, well, that makes it easy. If you live in the same city, I know. Well, I would too. Problem is, I am a ocean and a continent away, so not quite so easy. But yeah, if I could combine it. Actually, I have a really good friend who lives in Seattle. She visited me about a year ago here in Switzerland, so I guess I owe her a return visit. So that would be pretty cool. I could go to Seattle, see my friend, and then yeah, just again take a little vacation, West Coast style. Eat a lot of what you call it, a lot of Mexican food. How's the Mexican food in Washington? Yeah, I love his battle axe there, Alex. It's so crazy when you get in shield mode. I think it's really pretty sweet, to be honest. I mean, his graphics look nice. Oh man, my Hulk's just getting pounded. I-5 north to south in Rosenberg, Oregon. Okay. You know, it's like the one thing I always forget about the States when I go back there is the incredible distance is that people will travel. It's like they say, oh yeah, it's just I'm just over here in this town, but then that ends up being like a 6-hour drive. I mean, to me, a 6-hour drive is so long. I mean, of course, when I was living in the States, it wasn't, but now it's okay. Yeah, I can imagine that LA has the best Mexican food, or New Mexico, but I'm still sure it's 1,000 times better than anything here in Switzerland. I go through all my rank 4s. I didn't pay attention. Yeah, onto my rank 3 5 stars, and then just see where I'm at. It might be about time to call it quits. I'm getting very hungry. What time is it? Yeah, it's 8:11, and it is breakfast time. Get some. Well, I wish I had this. I have Special K root fruit, which is just like Special K with dried red pieces of fruit in it. And so that's probably what I'm gonna have for breakfast. But there's my favorite cereal here in America. What do we call them? We call them they're the little like puffed rice, except they were sugary sugar smacks. But here they call them Dinkle Puffs. So I wish I had some Dinkle Puffs to eat right now, but I don't. I might walk over to our little patisserie. It's about a 10-minute walk away and grab a pain au chocolat, which is just the best. So Switzerland is totally closed down on Sundays. Like our supermarket is not open. None of the shops are open. I mean, they are very, very adamant about Sunday. And it's not that they're very religious. It's just they like rules. And so Sunday is not a work day or a business day, so it's not much open. But luckily, the patisserie is open, and oh man, it's just so good. And it's funny, like it's just like the cinnamon bun. Like I can easily eat a pan of chocolate every day, and it's true it has like sugar and chocolate and butter in it, but somehow compared to a cinnamon bun, it's just like not, probably like a tenth of the calories. And so even with eating those, I feel like I don't balloon up like I would if I was in the state and having that type of diet. It's just they make it fluffy enough and airy enough that even though it has those things in it, it's still a big quantity without too much. Oh, Pete, I just saw your good night. Well, good night to you in chat and the dream, and also he's been knocked out too. Yep, I guess you West Coast boys it's time to go to sleep. So lucky you still got Sunday ahead of you. I guess I do too, but I wish it was Saturday night still. 12 million, okay, that seems like a perfect place to stop. Don't eat like Brian. I know his diet seems pretty poor, but I'm sort of rooting for Brian. I want him to get on that bike and get exercise and get in shape. It just feels so good when you can just maintain even a good level of fitness. Okay, I think we're all off to bed. Well, thank you very much for joining, everyone. I really appreciate you jumping to my stream from Cade and having some people to grind with in the morning. And it's been my pleasure to have you all with me. So, this is Enzo Eigen of the Alliance for Loki. Wishing everyone a bonne journée, tous, and goodbye.